better. Happy Monday. Welcome to the vlog. I have a week. Today I'm mostly trying to like catch up on a lot of things around the house and off my to-do list. Tomorrow I have plans with my dad in Tacoma. Wednesday, which I'm hoping will be its own vlog, a friend and I will be kayaking / paddleboarding around Lake Union and trying out a lunch place, St. Bread, which I haven't been to before, and I've heard really high esteems about it. Like, I've seen it on like best bakery, best bread shops in like the US. And it's by like South U District, like a really cool area with fun parks. So I'm excited to check that out. I need to do some finalized planning for that. And then Thursday, just try and plan and pack and wrap everything up for my Vancouver Island trip, Labor Day weekend, and extending into the next. I really need to get my brakes checked. There's a little bit of like a clicking. It shouldn't be anything too bad. I can't remember the last time I got my brake pads changed, so I'm hoping that's just what it is. And just more of like a preventative thing than anything. Vancouver Island is really interesting. We're hoping to go out pretty far north to some of the more remote areas, which is exciting but frightening in its own way. So just want to make sure the car is good. We're taking the Prius specifically because it's a hybrid car, so it can go without needing a lot of gas. And yeah, places on the peninsula are spread out. It's kind of remote. I need to look over the itinerary a little bit. There's something with like the tide charts that I need to figure out and make sure everything's all squared away. And yeah, just make sure I have everything packed, everything ready for that trip. I need to use up the last of these blueberries. These were picked from my dad's like neighborhood. This is actually half of what he brought over. I've already made a batch of blueberry muffins with them, so I want to go ahead and make another batch of them. I really liked how they turned out. The blueberries by his house are really small, so they're not super sweet and juicy, but in a sugary pastry like a muffin, it really works. And I think the size of the blueberry also works in the muffins as well. So I want to go ahead, yeah, a little too tart and singy, but in a muffin or a cake, they really work lovely. So I want to go ahead and pretty much, I think, make 2 batches. One batch for my house, and my neighbor last week brought over salmon that she caught. I guess they went fishing and she caught salmon and seasoned it, as well as some jerk chicken. So I figured make some blueberry muffins and drop off a half batch to her, and bring, of course, a half batch to my dad, since he did provide the blueberries and I'm seeing him tomorrow. I just finished the day with my dad in Tacoma, and I wanted to try and do sunset. It's just so hot and tired. But also, especially where I'm at right now, you can't even see Mount Rainier. And I don't know, just I felt like I wanted a Mount Rainier sunset. And I think book club, I'll be able to get a really good Space Needle sunset where we're going. But tonight, no, definitely not. So my plan was, yeah, Tacoma stuff and then to check out some sunset points, either to keep going south or come check out here, which is a cliffside restaurant, just in like North Tacoma area. And I was really having a fun time looking at some different Mount Rainier checklists or like best location sunset spot lists, because there was a bunch of places that I wasn't really too familiar with, which was exciting. And this was on here. So I like when I'm able to find, I don't know, a little more off the beaten path, hidden gems type stuff. But it's always hard because everything's so exposed and popular. But yeah, this is a really cool place. I have no idea what the food is like inside, but I imagine the view is gorgeous. But yeah, they were saying the parking lot is a total gorgeous view. I don't know if this really was what I was looking for, even if like the setting and like the sky and stuff was right. It's pretty industrial. You get a lot of the cranes from Commencement Bay and just a lot of like industrial shipping type stuff. I mean, I'm glad I checked it out. I said, you know, I'll at least look at it. Right now is probably some of the worst time for shooting. It's just that like pale, bright hour before golden hour and then sunset. But I think we're really smoked out from the fires. Like, it just looks a lot really hazy, cloudy. You can barely see Mount Rainier, and on a clear day, you totally can see you're out the whole day. So maybe not the best day to shoot Mount Rainier specifically. With that, I picked so much fruit from my dad's house, and it's really cool. Like, there's something quite magical about living here that the summers, my dad and we've been doing a lot of fruit picking, whether that be we go to farms or areas that have it, or there's just so much around us. My dad does not live on a farm, but there are just a bunch of different trees that people have. He's friends with a lot of his neighbors, and they're like, you can have all the fruit off the trees if you want, if you take care of it. So he does. And I think that's really great for him as a senior, to have some things to take care of and some socialness too. So yeah, there's plum trees. He did his own gardening, so I have some vegetables from that. And then blackberries are just wild invasive bushes that are everywhere. And so the blackberries are kind of dry this time, which makes sense. I've already done 2 or 3 blackberry pickings this season. And it's just been so hot, and yeah, I wish I had like proper thick gloves for it because blackberries have thorns on them. I definitely am gonna make plum jam. I want to do like a plum vanilla jam with the plums that we got. I think that's such like a very interesting, unique flavor combination that I'm not too familiar with, so I thought that'd be really fun. Make a little batch for him. I really should can it, but God, this is gonna be so hot and take so long, but who knows. It's like the right thing to do is to preserve it and like water bath can it, because I'm going to be gone for about a week. I could freeze the plums. I might also do that. I might freeze the plums and then do it when I get back. We're now doing kayaking in the morning, which will be nice. And hopefully after kayaking, I will be able to do a couple errands. Like, I want to get my nails done. They're getting really thin and just need like a fresh hard coat on them. Get the car stuff checked out, maybe do a quick grocery shop for the next handful of days that I'm around. Yeah, busy. So I'm gonna head back to Seattle and enjoy an evening. And I am halfway through Where the Crawdads Sing. I started watching that last night. Very cute movie. I actually am surprised at how much I like it. I didn't read the book. I heard the book is difficult to read because of the way that she speaks. I've heard that critique where they don't like how her speech is written out because she's like an uneducated swamp girl. But I don't find that in the film. It probably translates better in the film. But yeah, I'm really liking it. It's very, very cute. I'm about halfway, and yeah, still on my 50 movies for the year. Definitely gonna hit that goal. Very exciting. So yeah, that should be the plan. Tomorrow will be kayaking, and I 100% have to wear long sleeves. I did not wear any sunscreen on my body today, and I just feel cooked.
I am back at the waterfront. I believe my last clip that we did was I met up with some friends. We went to Seattle's oldest Chinese restaurant in the International District, which is an area I always wish that I went to a bit more. It is quite small, but it has amazing food. And yeah, I've been thinking about wanting to, I've been thinking a lot. I've been thinking about my winter goals already, 2026 goals. But yeah, especially checking out more neighborhoods in the South. I've really been interested and wanting to do. And yeah, so we went to the International District and had dinner there. And then my friends were like, my salsa friends were like, we're going to a free salsa event at the waterfront. Do you want to come? And I did. This was a bachata event, and I have only taken salsa classes. I haven't taken bachata, so I really didn't know what I was doing, but I danced a couple songs. It was nice just to be out and to watch everyone, and dancing like that is super fun. Like big community events like that are really just amazing, and I would like to do more of them. I do need to do more classes and lessons. Again, it's just really hard with all of the traveling that I do. It's kind of like the give and take I think about a lot, where it's like I really do love traveling and seeing the world and going places and being go, but you do lose that like routine and community that you could be forming by not repetitively going to things and investing in your local area. You know, I'm hoping in the colder winter months to do salsa again. Today I am at a beach cleanup. This is one of my favorite kinds of beach cleanups. I think they do 1 or 2 of these a year, where it is you go and collect all of the trash from a beach or a park or whatnot, and then at the end you sort it. That way we can see what types of trash is being thrown out and remaining on our beaches, and then they also contact companies. So like the last time I did it, I collected so many Gatorade bottles, so that would be a very easy company to contact and be like, yo, your bottles like are winding up on our beaches, like we need to figure out some sort of consumer end practices or habits or some sort of biodegradableness. You know, it's a company like Gatorade is like a big company that probably doesn't care because capitalism and not living in a circular economy, but I digress. It still is such an interesting amount of information to collect, and I think really helpful. So I'm at the waterfront. They're doing a bunch of construction around here and park building, but yeah, we're still here to pick up and clean up the beach. Afterwards, this is only about a 2-hour pickup, which a lot of the beach cleanups that I do are really quick. They're usually like an hour or 2, but I do like them. I have not done as many this year as I would like to. If I was really in a good vibe, habit with it all routine, I would do one monthly, but I'd say I probably do 3 to 5 beach cleanups a year. So something I really enjoy and am passionate about, and I really like the events that the Puget Sound Keepers have. After that, I'm gonna go to a new Italian sandwich place in the northern neighborhoods in Seattle somewhere. I don't remember the name off the top of my head. I've been seeing a bunch of TikToks for Seattle restaurants, of course, but it's really nice to branch out of just like Asian and seafood, and I've been seeing so many about Italian sandwiches. So this was one of them. It opened, I'm pretty sure, over the summer quite recently. So the only thing with these places is their sandwiches do look really great, but when I check a lot of their menu at different places, they're like $18 to $20 for a sandwich, which is rough. So as like a fun treat or whatnot on a Saturday afternoon, hopefully there's no sellout or big crowds or whatever, you know. Gonna roll with the punches and try out this new Italian place. I also am not like the biggest, I also don't have that much knowledge or taste, or like, I just don't know Italian sandwiches that well, so it'll also be kind of like a newer food for me. I don't know, it's gonna be fun, whatever. so fun. This was probably one of the more well-maintained parks. There wasn't the trash that I'm used to picking up at some of our parks. Like I've done beach cleanups at Golden Gardens, Carkeek Park, Gasworks. I think I've done one at Alki before, and I'm just used to seeing like a lot of drink containers, soda cans, beer cans, plastic bags, big trash. But this go around, I think it's part of the whole Seattle revitalization downtown waterfront, really just trying to clean up the place, and definitely shows. So there was a lot of just really tiny trash, like torn up paper and slowly disintegrating styrofoam, as well as 80 bazillion cigarette butts. But yeah, that was good. There was no sorting station at the end. This time you either logged what you were picking up on an app, or I just opted for the piece of paper. I didn't want to deal with whipping out my phone and tracking everything. Yeah, so that's interesting. The coolest thing I found was, of course, a Pokemon card, and I found like a 12-foot pole. It was obviously discarded, covered in dirt, because since there was so much construction, it's like, are you part of the construction? Are you going to be? So I was able to pull this obviously discarded, undesired pole. I almost wish I took a picture of me and my pole, but I felt kind of silly to ask. But yeah, 12-foot pole. So I am starving. I did steal a snack or two that they provided, so that'll be perfect on the ride there because I didn't have breakfast this morning. And I am so ready for an Italian sandwich on like some big old fat square focaccia.